The year was 1962, just 5 years after the Brooklyn Dodgers and New York Giants left the city for the West Coast. The move by the two teams had left the people of New York heartbroken, but they would not feel that way for long, because in 1962, a new team was born, a team called the New York Mets. Many great moments would follow, as through the years, the New York Mets would write a truly amazing story. The amazing story of the first 40 years of the Mets franchise is one filled with great players and even greater moments. In 2002, the New York Mets franchise celebrated its 40th anniversary with the selection of the All-Amazin team, the greatest players in the 40-year history of the franchise as chosen by the fans. "40 years of Mets baseball have brought 2 championships, 4 pennants, 6 trips to the playoffs, and countless memories. In that time, the team has had a variety of different managers, skippers with style, savvy, and even with their own language. But one man has been chosen as the leader of the All-Amazin team, the greatest leader the franchise has ever known, Gil Hodges. Gil Hodges joined the Mets in 1968. The following year, he would guide the Mets to perhaps the greatest moment in franchise history. After 7 consecutive losing seasons, Gil Hodges brought the New York Mets, the Amazin Mets, to the pinnacle of the baseball world.
There's a fly ball hit out to left, waiting is Jones. The Mets are the world champions. Gary Koosman being mobbed. Look at this scene.
First of all, I would just thank the commissioner for this beautiful trophy, and certainly thank my immediate boss, Mr. John Murphy, and just all the New York Mets, Mrs. Payson, Mr. Grant, and all the directors, and certainly all the wonderful players that we had this year. They've done such an outstanding job, and we must not forget all the beautiful fans that we had in Shea Stadium.
Gil was the most important man, individual, in my professional career. He taught me what it was like to be a professional, about how to conduct yourself, how to go about your business, the respect of what you were doing, etc.
The best that ever was. Just a guy that he had feelings for, a guy that you could be afraid of like you are your father sometimes. He could have made the Hall of Fame as a manager. He should make it as a player.
Ladies and gentlemen, your choice for manager of the All-Amazin team, Gil Hodges.
The manager of the All-Amazin team, Gil Hodges. Over 100 men have played first base for the Mets in their first 40 years, a position where the team has seen its share of brilliance, both on the diamond and at the dish. Whether it be a flashy glove, timely base hit, or skyscraping home run, Mets first basemen have always towed the line with style. None more so than the first baseman for the All-Amazin team, Keith Hernandez. Hernandez came to the Mets after a stellar career in St. Louis, but he quickly became a leader on the ball club.
Keith was very smart. You know, he prepared himself mentally. He knew the pitchers. He knew the situations.
He was the field general. He was the one that we looked to for leadership. And when you came into the game, you knew that If it came to a situation where the game was on the line, all eyes, even the ones on the bench, went to the first baseman.
Great teammate. I'm probably the smartest player I've ever played with. Had a plan and taught me a lot. I mean, he taught me how to prepare and how to think about the game and win the game before the game started. Probably the best player I've ever played with.
Winner of 11 consecutive Gold Glove awards and 1986 world champion, Keith Hernandez, All-Amazin first baseman.
Ladies and gentlemen, your choice for All-Amazin first base, Keith Hernandez.
Look at Hernandez. A Golden Glove first baseman makes a Golden Glove play.
Second base has been a pivotal position in the Mets' first 40 years. Mets second basemen have always had a knack for coming through in the clutch. With fleet feet, sweet swings, and flashes of leather, these second basemen have delivered time and again. But the player that has produced more than any other Met at the second base position is the second baseman for the All-Amazin team, Edgardo Alfonso. Edgardo joined the Mets in 1995. An All-Star in 2000, Fonzie holds the club records for single-season home runs and RBI by a second baseman, and has collected a club record 17 postseason RBI. On August 30th, 1999, Edgardo put together the best offensive game in New York Mets history.
Line drive towards the right field corner. Fair ball! Edgardo Alfonso is 6 for 6. Edgardo Alfonso is the first Met in team history with 6 hits in one game. 6 for 6 for Alfonso.
Fonzie's real quiet, comes in, does his work. You don't hear a peep out of him. Every once in a while, I come out with a nice joke here and there, but Fonzie's a pleasure. He works hard, and he's a professional at whatever he does.
Edgardo Alfonso, second baseman for the All-Amazin team.
Fans, your choice for the All-Amazin second baseman, Edgardo Alfonso.
It is simply poetry in motion. The slick, quick, diving play of New York Mets shortstops through the years has been nothing short of breathtaking. From the beginning, Mets shortstops have been human highlight reels. The fans' choice for shortstop of the All-Amazin team, Bud Harrelson, 1969 world champion, 1973 pennant winner, Gold Glove shortstop, and two-time All-Star. Buddy ranks second in club history in games played and triples, and 5th in hits.
Buddy and I have always been very good friends. We still are. I mean, he was always like a, was like a surrogate brother to me, and we had instant communication on the field. And he knew exactly what I was doing, what I wanted to do, and if there was something that I was going to change or whatever, I would tell him. And he was a magnificent shortstop.
1969 world champion, coach, manager, and All-Amazin shortstop, Bud Harrelson.
Your choice for All-Amazin shortstop, Bud Harrelson.
Third base has been a tough position to hold for the Mets. 40 years have seen a slew of third basemen, as 122 men have tamed the hot corner. Gliding, diving with Gold Glove or barehanded heroics, they've packed some punch in the field, and from both sides of the plate. The All-Amazin third baseman, Howard Johnson. Hojo is a two-time All-Star Game starter, has a trio of 30-30 years, and was 1991's National League leader in home runs and RBI. He also ranks second on the Mets' all-time list in homers, runs batted in, stolen bases, and doubles.
Johnson, payback, out of here! One of the major surprises of this 1987 baseball season has been the play of Howard Johnson. Well hit, deep right field, out of here! Howard Johnson, the Mets lead it 4-3.
He joins a rather exclusive club. 30 home runs and 30 stolen bases.
Johnson's a winner, very athletic, a lot stronger and faster than I think a lot of people, well, I think people know because he was a 30-30 guy, but very talented guy, switch hitter, fun guy, great for a team, the kind of guy that you wanted to get to the ballpark and hang out with and talk with, and also the kind of guy you wanted in the trenches with you.
For All-Amazin third baseman, your choice, Hojo Howard Johnson.
1986 World Champion and All-Amazin third baseman, Howard Johnson. Completing the trip around the diamond, the men behind the mask have often been behind the Mets' success. 63 catchers have called games for the Amazins. Some were superheroes, nabbing potential robbers, hitting Herculean homers, and seeing that justice prevailed. They've been leaders, both in the battery and with the bat. They've been record breakers and game breakers. At or behind the plate, these backstops have often been the backbone of the Mets' attack. The catcher for the 40th anniversary All-Amazin team, Mike Piazza. Career .322 hitter, Silver Slugger, and National League All-Star in each of his first 9 years. Mike Piazza is second only to Carlton Fisk in all-time home runs by a catcher. He picked up his 1,000th career RBI in 2002 and has been at the core of the Mets since his arrival in 1998.
Fly ball deep to left field. Move over, Hubie. You've got company. Mike Piazza with a long home run. And he has a 24-game hitting streak to tie the Met record.
Fans, your selection for All-Amazin catcher, Mike Piazza.
It's a thrill for me, obviously, not having played my whole career in New York and be recognized you know, and not only that too, the amount of catching talent that has kind of come through this organization. It's almost impossible to pick one guy, and I'm just flattered again. The fans obviously recognize me. I feel a little bit, you know, embarrassed, but in a way, I'm very proud of it as well.
Mike Piazza, catcher for the All-Amazin team. Over the years, the Mets have had their angels in the outfield, but only 3 were named All-Amazin. They've played with flair, with headlong abandon, and with polish. 210 Mets have played the outfield in the first 40 seasons, ably guarding the green of the great Flushing Meadow. One of the All-Amazin outfield, Mookie Wilson. A Mets rookie in 1980, Mookie holds the team record for career stolen bases. But he will always be remembered for one play, a play that will live forever in the hearts of Mets fans.
Little roller up along first, behind the bag, it gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Mookie was just a bundle of energy. You know, he was so consistent every day. You know, he went through his work. I mean, he gave good at-bats all the time. It seemed like he got on base and made things happen. And, you know, I just loved watching him play. I thought it was a great compliment, you know, in our outfield because of, You know, we had some power, and Mookie, with his speed and his experience, was a big, big plus.
And a base hit into the gap in left center field. It could go all the way to the wall. Here goes Mookie, burning it towards second base.
This is going to be a triple, and I love to watch Mookie Wilson run those bases. Woo!
Mookie Wilson is a class man. We all know what kind of baseball player he is. Just exciting, but you know, when I got called up to New York and you know we were playing the same position, Mookie did nothing but help me, and he used to give me tips and talk to me about how to be better, and that's probably why, you know, our ball club did what we did in '86, because there was no selfishness. It was an honor to be a teammate of his.
Ladies and gentlemen, your first All-Amazin outfielder, number 1, Mookie Wilson.
The second outfielder on our All-Amazin team, Lenny Dykstra.
Dykstra's back. What an incredible catch.
Dykstra got a good job, made the catch.
Brash, cocky, almost like a 15-year veteran when he was a rookie. Lenny and I got along great. He was one of the guys that really rejuvenated me and made me think about staying here.
One of my favorites. Makes me laugh even to this day. You know, I love the way he approaches the game. Talk about, you know, ready to play. I mean, there's a guy ready to play every day.
Another product of the Mets farm system, Lenny was a key contributor to the 1986 World Championship. He ran, he hit, he scaled walls, and sometimes tried to go through them. His speed, guts, and knack for delivering in the clutch earned him the nickname Nails.
I dove into a wall or something, and you know, Davey asked me if I wanted to come out, and I said, no, man, no way. And Bill Robinson said, dang, he says, you're tough as nails. And that name just stuck with me, you know, like Hernandez, Carter, and then Rafael Santana really started calling me that, and it just kind of took off.
Your second All-Amazin Met outfielder, Lenny Dykstra.
Rounding out the outfield for the All-Amazin team, one of the most exciting and gifted players to ever don the blue and orange of the New York Mets, Darryl Strawberry. After being named the 1983 Rookie of the Year, Darryl went on to become a 5-time All-Star, as well as the Mets' career leader in round trippers, RBI, extra base hits, and runs.
High in the air, deep to right field, way back. Bonilla back to the wall, looks up, and it's out of here. Well hit right field, way back and way out of here. The New York Mets get a much-needed victory from Darryl Strawberry's two-run homer.
Such great talent. I mean, he could do everything. He could run, he could hit for power, he could throw, and I just felt like, you know, he took a lot of heat, you know, maybe unfairly, and but I loved him as a teammate. I mean, he was there for you. I'll never forget, we had a fight in Cincinnati, and Tim Tuffle got hit in the back, and Straw hopped over the little dugout fence there at Riverfront and ran out to the mound right there. I mean, he led the charge. So he's the kind of guy, he had your back, you know. He was a good teammate.
Darryl was the Hercules. He was somebody who had never worked out the body that he had, the ability for him to swing easy and hit the ball hard, because he did. He looked effortless at the plate. He was probably a better defensive outfielder than some people gave him credit for.
One of the greatest of 3 players that in my 17 years that I saw come up, there were 3 players that had great talent, and he's one of them.
Darryl Strawberry had some awesome physical talent. I mean, just a good teammate too. I mean, a great guy. Darryl Strawberry had a big heart. You know, Darryl Strawberry is probably one of the most talented players I ever played with.
And ladies and gentlemen, here to represent Darryl are his two sons, DJ and Jordan Strawberry.
With the defense in place, we turn our attention to the bench. Mets pinch hitters have had a history of late-inning heroics. Cold off the bench, these super subs quickly got hot, drawing the timely walk or whacking the improbable hit, and winning the must-win game. The bench has given veteran players a new lease on life. As understudies, they have starred. And Mets hitters have, time and again, come through in a pinch. An original Met, Steady Eddie spent his entire career in the orange and blue. He holds the franchise record with 90 career pinch hits, including a 4-year pinch hitting average of .396 and a major league leading .486 average in 1974.
A pro could hit, could field, got a lot of key hits. Over the years developed into a really patient, good hitter, hit the ball to all fields, had some power.
Punched into left field, it's going to be in there. It's a base hit and the Mets win. The Mets win the ball game. Leon Jones scores. Look at the New York Mets. Look at the fans. It's absolute bedlam here at Shea Stadium.
You have voted 2 pinch hitters to the team. Your first All-Amazin pinch hitter is Ed Kranepool.
Only the 11th player in Major League history to tally 100 pinch hits, Rusty played a total of 10 years with the New York Mets. In that time, he became a crowd favorite due in large part to his ability to come through in the clutch. The Grand Orange, Rusty Staub.
Rusty Staub has tied the Major League record of a pinch hit in 8 consecutive games.
Rusty seemed to know everything that was coming at the plate. He studied the game. He was a guy that, you know, as a young player was fast, but he knew how to play. He knew how to play hitters, and he certainly knew how to hit, you know, one of the best pinch hitters of all time.
One of the things I think that hasn't helped me in many other areas of, you know, how people look at my career is how successful I was as a pinch hitter. I got, 100 pinch hits, most of them in a period of about 3.5 years. And I had 2,616 other hits that people seem to have forgotten about.
Fans, your second selection for the All-Amazin pinch hitter. Look, Grand Orange, Rusty Staub.
Pitching has always been the Mets' pride. The first 40 years have seen a deck full of aces, hurlers with a lot on the ball. Inning after inning, outing upon outing, Mets pitchers have shined. They've been magicians, making balls dance, dip, and slide. With knee-buckling breakers and head-turning fire, Mets pitchers have induced many a big-game goose egg. The choice for right-handed pitcher for the All-Amazin team, none other than the franchise, Tom Seaver.
Pitch by Seaver. He struck him out. We got him. That's number 200. And a standing ovation for Tom Seaver, who has now struck out 200 or more batters for the 9th consecutive year, which extends his own Major League record.
Rookie of the Year in 1967, 3-time Cy Young Award winner, Tom Terrific leads all Mets pitchers in career starts, wins, ERA, strikeouts, and shutouts. They called him the franchise for good reason.
From day one, he was the smartest guy that I've ever had the opportunity to play behind as a pitcher. He knew what he had in stuff-wise, and he knew how to adjust to that and still win ball games, and he was very consistent.
Tom Seaver, all of his stats speak for him. I don't have to speak for him. I watched him do things that you just get glee, you know, in your heart for someone, because he just busted it so hard. You know, he had the talent, he worked it hard, and he worked it intelligently, and he made good decisions. And the one thing I've always said about Tom, and I mean this, there are some people that, I mean, no pitcher has his great stuff all the time. Seaver was the kind of guy, and I think he might have been the best I ever saw at this. When he didn't have his best stuff, he still found a way to win.
Ladies and gentlemen, your choice for the righty All-Amazin starter, Tom Seaver.
The left-handed pitcher on the All-Amazin team, Jerry Koosman. A two-time Met All-Star and 1969 World Champion, Koos posted a 2.04 World Series ERA while capturing 2 of the Mets' 4 wins. A 20-game winner in 1976, Koos is a member of the Mets Hall of Fame.
Struck him out. The ball game is over. Koosman has his 20th win of the year. He has struck out 13. He is being embraced by spirits now. Everyone coming over to congratulate Koosman.
He was a joy to watch. I mean, he was a man's man on the mound, and knew about pitching. He was he kind of old style, the way we were trained: pitch inside, hard stuff inside, make him beat you inside, establish inside, and all that stuff, and just tough as nails too. And he would knock you on your rear end in a heartbeat. He would protect his hitters, he would protect his players, etc. And he was a terrific pitcher. Great stuff.
And from the other side of the rubber, your choice for All-Amazin southpaw, the starter, Jerry Koosman.
To complete the pitching staff, we call on the bullpen. The relief pitcher has a formidable task, and in 40 years, many Mets firemen have thrown with guts, pitching out of jams that turn others to jelly. Whether they've needed a single out or 4 scoreless frames, they've offered relief with militant cool or virulent heat. And so often, they've been the Mets' saving grace. The relievers for the All-Amazin team, Roger McDowell and John Franco. 1986 World Champion and winner of the deciding 7th game, Roger offered the Mets both pitching and comic relief. But his success on the mound was no joke.
Roger was, he was the standard answer is the class clown. You know, he's the guy that kept the clubhouse loose, and we had a lot of fun together, inventing ways to keep the clubhouse loose. But I'll tell you what, when a game was on the line and he was there, you wanted him to have the ball, and you knew that he was gonna get that ground ball, and most of the time he did. I mean, he was tremendous to have out there.
And your choice for the All-Amazin right-handed fireman, Roger McDowell.
He's a New York native and the first Met to lead the league in saves. Johnny not only holds the franchise saves record, he has collected more saves than any other lefty in baseball history.
And finally, to complete the roster, your choice for the All-Amazin Southpaw reliever, none other than John Franco.
The All-Amazin team, the greatest players in the 40-year history of the New York Mets.
The Mets are the world champions.
Here comes 9 and the Mets win it. New York Mets are the 2000 National League champions.